Okay. Good. Call the meeting in order. As courtesy to everyone, please take a moment and silence your phones. I need to do that as well.
Do that. I need to do that. I need to do that.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Mayor and Common Council. In case you're wondering, this evening we are business casual. We had some foul weather earlier, so I know a lot of us had to go to work early, and it was more conducive to come in business casual versus wearing our suits. So, meeting of the Mayor and Common Council of Westminster Incorporated, February 5th, 1819. We are gathered here at historic City Hall, originally an estate built in 1842 by Colonel John K. Longwell. The city acquired this building in 1939 and has since been the venue where the mayor and council conducts the city's business. Now we'll begin, as we do every meeting, with a pledge to the flag, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. One interesting fact about Westminster is the Great Carroll County Fair of 1897. The Carroll County Fair has deep roots in Westminster, with one of its earliest large-scale fairs held in 1897. It showcased local agriculture, crafts, and livestock, drawing crowds from across the region. The fair became a beloved tradition, reflecting Westminster's strong farming heritage and community spirit. And even that that event continues to thrive today as the Carroll County 4-H and FFA Fair. Moving on, the council typically convenes on the second and fourth Monday of each month. Please note that these meetings are open to the public here at City Hall and are also streamed live on the city's YouTube page, as well as the Community Media Center channel and website. We extend our gratitude to the Media Center for their partnership in ensuring public access to these meetings. Copies of tonight's agenda and the entire information packet we will be using are available online at the city's website. I'm not going to talk about the hard copies because we have no guests. No closed statements, no public hearing. We have no special guests this evening. I guess they probably canceled school today, so she wasn't able to make it. We do have some minutes to consider. We have two sets of meeting minutes to consider this evening. Minutes from the Mayor and Common Council meeting of February 9th, 2026, and minutes from the Mayor and Common Council work session meeting minutes of February 17th, 2026. May I have a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Pecoraro. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Huff. Is there any discussion regarding this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. We have one item on the consent calendar this evening. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Day Huff. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Mr. Huff. All in favor, please signify. All in favor of approving the consent calendar, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the consent calendar is approved. We'll move on to the report from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since we have a very short meeting this evening, I'll just keep it short and say thank you, Ms. Gruber, for a phenomenal event on Friday. And that is all.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to committee reports. Arts Council, Mayor Becker.
No report.
Thank you. Economic and Community Development, Mr. Huff.
No report tonight.
Finance Committee, Mr. Pecoraro.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Personnel Committee, Mr. Pecoraro.
Nothing, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Public Safety Committee, I do have one brief report. The Westminster Police Department hosted a hiring event this past weekend for entry-level candidates. 5 applicants participated in the event. Westminster Police Department continues to see noticeable increase in interest in applications. The department is currently operating its authorized staffing strength, a noticeable distinction that many law enforcement agencies in the region are not presently able to achieve. This level of recruitment success reflects positively on both the department and the Westminster community. And in particular, I think the leadership of the department really deserves a lot of kudos for this. It is challenging to be a police officer in today's environment. State and some federal things that go on make it not very attractive in the eyes of a lot of folks to get into law enforcement, yet we are at full strength. And I think that speaks volume to the job you're doing, Chief. And I know I speak for everybody here. We're very grateful for that. That's no small deal that you're at full strength. So kudos to you and your staff. So please pass that on. And I know you get support from the rest of the city staff to help make that happen as well. Like our HR department and finance and Ms. Imhoffs and everybody else. So thank you very much.
A team effort.
Absolutely. So that's all I have for public safety. We'll move on to Public Works Committee, Mr. Pecoraro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to note that our Public Works crew had a busy end of the week. They went from the Wakefield Valley event to putting out signs to tell people not to park on our snow emergency routes over the weekend in anticipation of the weather, to dealing with the snow itself. All the while, they've had a really busy time also dealing with some water main breaks and some pretty frigid weather. So just want to, once again, hats off to those guys for doing a great job.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Pecoraro. We'll move on to Recreation and Parks Committee, Mr. Dayhoff.
No report, sir.
Technology Committee, Mr. Dayhoff.
No report, sir.
Intergovernmental, Mr. Huff.
No report.
Council comments and discussion, Mr. Pecoraro.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dayhoff.
Wanted to echo the remarks about how wonderful the Wakefield Valley event was. Thank you very much. And echo your remarks about the police department.
Thank you, Mr. Dayhoff. Mr. Huff.
One thing I will mention, since Mr. Debo isn't here tonight, I wanted to give you all a heads up that the Willows project on Pennsylvania Avenue, we've had many discussions in Planning and Zoning Commission about that project. Similar to the East Green Street project, the condo building that came to us last year, the Willows project is a situation where the zoning overlay gets pulled down by council with the elevations attached to it. So the next couple of months, you all are going to see that. I will mention, it was kind of amusing in some ways. The Planning and Zoning Commission could not reach an agreement on the elevation. So you're going to see two different versions of the elevation. I have very strong opinions, but we'll get into that when we
We have to break the time.
Are they punting it to us?
we have two elevations that we will get to choose two because the commission was sort of deadlocked. But that's fine.
We got to earn our money occasionally.
That's fine. So I will share that. And then again, the Wakefield event was tremendous. And I know there's so much work that has gone into that over these many, many years. I was thinking about it when I was at that event, because when I was elected in 2021, the first year intergovernmental relations, which we didn't have a committee at that point in time, but worked with the delegation. That first year, we got $1 million towards Wakefield Valley, and I believe it was $200,000 towards the clock tower. That was 5 years ago. So it just goes to show how much time and effort has to go into some of these projects, and all the different ways that we as a city try to, as we say, find other people's monies to put into these kind of projects that will be beneficial to many generations of citizens that live here over time. Just great job, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Huff. I'm not going to comment on it because I gave some remarks at the end. I don't need to rehash what I said. I will let you all know I was in trying to get in communication with the Hughes family to bring them out here to congratulate them for such a wonderful Olympics, but have been unsuccessful so far. I hope everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, how great was that? It's the best Sunday night I think I've ever had watching that happen. Anyway, we'll move on to bids. We have one bid on the agenda this evening. The award of a bid to Donald B. Smith, Inc., and the approval of a contract for roof replacement services for 4 city buildings. I believe it's 4, is that correct, Mr. Halls? Yeah, that's what I read, was 4 city buildings in the amount not to exceed good Lord, $245,630. City Administrator Nichols.
Yes, it is 4. Thank you, Mr. President. The fiscal year 26 general water and sewer fund capital budget includes funding for roof replacements at the Westminster Police Department, the Cranberry Water Treatment Plant, the Utility Maintenance Main Facility, and the Westminster Water Treatment Plant digester buildings. The city issued a request for bids on December 29th, 2025, with bids due on February 5th, 2026. Bidders were requested to provide unit pricing for roof replacements at those departments. 7 bids were received, with each firm's unit pricing based off on the provided schedule of values. City staff has evaluated references and unit pricing from all submitters and finds Donald B. Smith Inc. submitted the most economically beneficial bid for the city's needs. Work under the contract shall begin in 2026 and is scheduled to be completed by the end of this fiscal year, with the understanding that the timeline may not be met depending on material availability. The fiscal year 26 capital budget includes an allocation of $337,000 for city roof replacements. The bid amount of $245,630 submitted by Donald B. Smith Inc. is therefore fully appropriated in the capital budget. Staff recommends that the Mayor and Common Council award the bid to Donald B. Smith Inc. in the amount not to exceed $245,630 for roof replacement services. And I will say, when we were preparing the budget last year, fiscal year 26 budget last year, I had individual estimates for these 4 buildings. They were not all necessary this particular fiscal year. And I made a guess that we would get a much better price if we put them all together at the same time. And we did significantly based on the estimates we received last year. So thank you for supporting the decision last year to put all 4 of these in the budget this year. That concludes the staff report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. M. Halls. Let's go ahead and get it on the table and then we can have some discussion. May I have a motion to award the bid?
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Pecoraro. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Dayhuff. Okay, now that it's on the table, does anyone have any discussion related to this item?
Mr. President.
Mr. Huff.
Ms. Halls, I have a couple questions. I guess first, these are all flat roofs, I'm assuming, and are these all rubber roofs, I'm assuming?
3 of them are membrane roofs and 1 is not.
I'm sorry?
3 are membrane roofs and 1 is not.
What's the one that's not?
Metal. It's a metal roof.
It's a metal roof. Okay. And then I'm assuming when this work is going on, Public Works is kind of keeping an eye on things and all of that. Is that correct? As the work is going on?
Yes, a construction inspector who works in the Public Works Department keeps an eye on all CIP projects as they're ongoing.
Oh, okay. That's
As well
what
as the
I
project lead.
thought. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions related to this item? I will comment that I was impressed with this price. That's why I knew that it was 4 buildings, because it seemed like a good number, and it is a good number, especially when you look at what the other bids were. And I can tell you that I've used Donald B. Smith myself for some of my buildings and have always had pretty good experience. As a matter of fact, I think they've gotten out of residential, unfortunately, because I actually miss having access to them for some slate roof that I have. Anyway, neither here nor there. All those in favor? Yes, Mr. Pecoraro, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I didn't want to interrupt you before. So I was just saying, once again, I think great bid, surprised by the wide range, there. And, the second, even the second bidder was a ways up. My question was, in Ms. Rogers' memo, she says that the cost is, $245,630, which includes $2,300 roughly in contingency funds. That's contingency fund built into the project, or?
Yes, that was bid by this particular bidder. as part of the not to exceed amount, it includes 2380 in contingency. So if it's not needed, we'll spend less than that.
I understand. But thanks so mumuch.
Which still puts them 100K under.
Right.
the next-
No, it's still a great price,
Yeah.
absolutely. I just wanted to make sure I understood what that
Great. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of awarding the bid to Donald B. Smith Roofing for 245,630, please signify by saying aye.
meant. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the bid is awarded. Let's get some new roofs going. Okay, that is, I believe, all the business. Is there any new business that any unfinished business that I'm not aware of? Hearing none. Any new business that I'm not aware of? Hearing none, we'll move on to departmental reports. Ms. Inhofe.
Thank you. I want to take just a moment to reiterate the thanks to the departments that put together the Wakefield Valley ribbon cutting. Thank you all for participating. I want to thank Ms. Gruber, of course, and our IT director, as well as my staff who helped put the event on in general. That was, I think, a really great event in general. And it was wonderful to see so many members of the public come out for the open house from 6. Those of us who are having a hard time opening, that's very good. Those who are interested in more about Wakefield Valley can go to wakefieldvalleyevents.com and learn more and see what a beautiful website we have out there.
Very classy. A very classy website.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you so much. I also want to take a moment to thank our streets department for an incredible job that they did on the recent snowstorm yesterday and today. I received very few complaints about it. I also want to take a moment to thank the public who are listening, who moved their cars on Main Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, which allowed us to clear curb to curb on those two main arterial routes into the city. If it weren't for that helpfulness from the public, we certainly wouldn't have been able to have such a good job, a job well done. And then, of course, want to thank the police department for helping us get those cars moved. We did not have to tow anybody, but sometimes they have to go looking for the owners of the vehicles in order to make sure those cars get out here on time. So thank you to those staff. All right, in order to keep this meeting short, I'm only going to call on a couple of department heads who do have reports. The rest of us do not have reports. If you have any questions for those other departments, let me know. So we'll start tonight with Mr. Brown.
Thank you. I just want to advise the mayor and council that in view of our experience from the last snow, we will be out, the code enforcement staff will be out checking, making sure that people are aware and taking care of those things in terms of removal of snow from the sidewalk. We have certain areas that we know that we had some experiences with that last time. So we will start with those and then move out from there. So if you get calls or anything, we are out there and enforcing the regulation as it is.
The weather's still right, people. Yeah, I don't know that you guys are gonna have a whole lot to enforce by midday tomorrow.
Be a couple, I'm sure.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. The only other report we have is from the police department. So are there any other questions for departments before we move on? Hearing none, we'll move on to the police department.
Great, thank you, ma'am. Just two things to note. In some of our community engagement, we've started our McDaniel College internships again. So we had 2 interns start this last reporting period. Both are seniors majoring in criminal justice. And they're going to be assisting us with crime analysis and some social media initiatives. This partnership supports the student development while providing a meaningful assistance to the department. So we think it's a great program. We're really trying to get it up and running and formalize it and keep that partnership in a great place. So we're happy about it. And they're really interested. They're both pretty neat. So we're happy about that. The other thing is we announced our annual award ceremony. Recognizes the outstanding work and professionalism of our officers. So we're excited about that. Ceremony is going to be on April 15th out at the new Wakefield Valley venue. Thank you, Ms. Gruber. So we're really looking forward to that. It's an event that provides an opportunity to acknowledge the exemplary performance that our officers are doing out there serving the community every day. That's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Mr. President, that concludes the departmental reports.
Thank you very much. Last item on our agenda is citizen comments, during which we invite the public to address the mayor and council on any issues related to tonight's agenda or any other city matters. For those of you not attending, you are welcome to send comments to us via email at comments@westminstermd.gov. All emailed comments will be shared with the mayor and council. Our next council meeting will be not February 23rd, because that's today, so I did not update my notes, but thank you very much, Ninth. Thank you very much. Our next council meeting will be March 9th, and without